As you can see, my Honda XL500 has a very practical, very simple little shift lever.
But it's a hardtail chopper, so you know what that means. Jockey shift.
This is so stupid. Definitely. All right, I have a shifter piece here from some old bike. I don't remember which bike it is, but I'm just gonna hack off this little Heim joint and then affix it to the bottom like so. And then it'll mount up here and just ride all the way up here by the tank. This is a little bit close to the sprocket cover, so I'm gonna have to basically slice this a little bit and just nudge this over to the side. If you've never seen Nipex, it's basically an adjustable wrench crossed with pliers, and they're fantastic because the jaws always stay parallel. So you can actually grab something but keep them square, and I've used this for pressing small pins and grabbing things and tweaking them, like tweaking sheet metal, and they're awesome. And they're made in Germany, no big deal. I got that little relief notch. I'm gonna try to bend this in. All right, I just bandsawed a hunk out of this. Took my bench grinder and just relieved a little round spot so it'll fit in this. Weld this on right there, basically, and that's just, I'm just gonna weld this whole thing in so it'll be one solid piece. It'll give me barely enough clearance to clear my sprocket cover. These are super flammable, by the way. Don't weld near them. They just kind of smolder and don't want to go out, so we'll get rid of that. Just hacked off this piece of an old set of handlebars I had lying around. It's got a lot of rust inside, so that's perfect. Just gonna slap it right here. That'll be my new handlebar. Now, since I don't want this to fill up with rainwater, or any sort of water ideally, can I find a junky washer somewhere in here that I can use to cap my bar? And I don't know why, but someone has drilled into the end of this bar because it's not the right wall thickness. You can see the other, that's the normal wall thickness where I hacked it. But I just happened to find this old junky washer, which is literally the exact size. So that'll work. Oh yeah, that's tip top. Damn. We're solid. First look, test fit. Oh man, this is ridiculous. So here I have very little clearance, but it does clear. And I'm gonna end up bending this in a little bit, and then I'm gonna bend it up here out a little bit, so when I shift forward, it won't run into the gas tank. So you can see it's very close. So I'm just gonna tweak it outwards, and then we should be golden. Bend a little bit. This is gonna be the fun one, kind of in the middle. So I can bend this thing without unbending what I just bent. Link will be in the description for this machine, the Bend-O-Matic. $119.99, not bad. Got a slight S bend here, see if it fits. All right, a little bit more persuasion. Now I got perhaps too much S, and it kinked a little bit. Oh, ruined. All right. Got a more, let's go with a Z bend. Need more Z. Let's check that one. I may have Z'd a little too hard here. Okay. All right, so we're pretty close. I'm gonna give it a hair more bend in the middle. This is so stupid. So I got a kind of a Z shape here. So it kind of hugged the bike a little bit better, and then flares out at the top so it can clear this flare in the tank. because when you do this, the throw gets huge because the lever is now huge. But I think we'll be all right. Right here, I can go, that's about as far as it needs to go. My hand barely clears the tank, so it's about as close as I can have it before I start having issues with things hitting and interfering. So my throw is now like a foot long, which is really ideal. I mean, most motorcycles should really have at least 10 inches. That's what she said. Mounting up the clutch lever. This is so stupid. This is dumb. So one thing I totally forgot to check is the mirror, which is very close. And it's actually hitting it right now. But when my hand is on it, I actually had it set up to where palm of my hand, like in the middle, is just easier to grab the clutch like that. The mirror is pretty much straight through my hand, so I'm going to shorten this by a little bit, and then it should be good. Section this out, and I'm gonna put this back on and have a new shorter piece like that, since I'm not using the whole palm of my hand anyway. The shifting is definitely very vague, I mean, the thing is just everywhere. Oh. But I really thought it'd be kind of all over the place while I was riding because it's a hardtail, but it actually like barely moves. It just sits right there. It actually works. I've never ridden that before. Here goes nothing. Sketchy.